Are you ready to pack your bags and head out on a grand adventure? Well, you're in the right place. Welcome to Big Blend's Road Trip Radio Show. Let's find out where we're going today. So welcome to Big Blend Radio's Road Trip Radio Show here today. We're so excited because we have Fire Monkey on the show. Fire Monkey is Debbie Stone. She is a world traveler. She is a travel writer and photographer, and she has a podcast with us called Global Adventures. And she also has a digital podcast magazine through that with us. And today she is joining us on Road Trip Radio to talk about a place that has been on our bucket list to go for sure for Nancy and I, which is the Neon Museum out in Las Vegas. I know friends who have gone there. I have friends who, come on, neon signs. If you're going to talk about it, it's just part of the road trip, but also for Las Vegas, it's just iconic. So, I know Route 66 doesn't go through Vegas, but, it does go through Barstow, not too far away, but, the centennial of Route 66 is kind of touches on it in a way because of that memorabilia and the neon and what road tripping is. But this is really a showcase of Las Vegas history, right, Debbie? Welcome back.
Well, thank you. And yes, you're absolutely right. And, it opened and since it opened back in, I think it was the 1990s, but it's now has, I think, around 250 signs, and they take a certain number of them, about 30 or so, that they electrify, meaning they turn on the signs, and they exhibit them in what's called the Neon Boneyard, which is a very open air space, and all these vintage signs from a lot of the city's most famous hotels, their casinos, their businesses, dating back all the way from the 1930s and then onward. And, each has its own story about, the personalities who created it, what inspired it, where and when it was made, the role it played in, the town's past. And, you can visit it during the day, but of course, it's much, 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 much more dramatic and interesting to go at night, because that's when the majority of the signs are lit up, and it, makes for great pictures, and it's just kind of a cool place to walk around at the, in the evening. And it, kind of just takes you back in time. And there's I felt a lot of like nostalgia, like exuding from these signs, and because that they're tied to all these legendary places, and you get to experience Vegas as it was back then, and it definitely has a very colorful past. It has a very colorful present too.
Yeah, no, it's always colorful in Vegas. I know they're trying really hard to become family friendly as a destination, which I know they are, but I'm just saying it's still, when you think about road tripping, like, come on, Vegas should be on, if you're going anywhere near that region, right? That is part of like the epic road trip kind of stop off for the night or two.
Absolutely, and everybody goes to the Strip, and that's great. I mean, the Strip has got all the, glitz and all the big casinos and all the shows and all the shopping and blah blah blah. But this is not on the Strip. This is definitely near downtown Vegas, which is a totally different scene. And I encourage people, if you've done the Strip and go
old school Vegas, old Vegas,
yeah,
is fun.
And also, like the Mob Museum is downtown. I mean, all these like other kind of cool places that speak to this area's past are in downtown, in near downtown Vegas. And so I encourage people to, kind of spread out and go to the Strip, but then for a change, go somewhere different.
Yeah. Now, the Flamingo, that you're talking about that, and everyone, Debbie's got a great article about it and images. Link is in the episode notes for that, as well as her magazine and podcast. But you talk about the Flamingo when it opened, and it's kind of interesting just going through how you put this together with here's all these signs, and then the history of the place, because it kind of gets you into the history of Las Vegas and how it got started. But El Cortez was connected with that. And so El Cortez, I wouldn't have known if I just didn't know that part of, and that Bugsy Siegel owned that, to get the Flamingo. I've had fun at the Flamingo.
Yeah. It's, the Flamingo, the oldest hotel and casino. And, it opened in 1946. It's, regarded as the birthplace, the seeds of entertainment for Vegas. They had all the big headliners there, and, it's kind of cool because it takes you back and then it brings you forward, and, all these like wonderful places like the Moulin Rouge, that was a big thing. It happened back in 1955. And, it was the first racially integrated casino in the town's history. And, they had headliners like Louis Armstrong and Ella Fitzgerald, but they could only enter these venues from the service doors, and then when they did their show, they were escorted out through those same entrances. So that, is a very historical place. And there's so many, the Stardust, the Dunes. I mean, all of these places have such history. And, I think it's just so much fun because you can look at the sign. There's also the written information, like a plaque next to it, which kind of gives you the background. So you have something to go, it's like, oh, what was this? When was this, created? And, who is important here? And, so it was very, very, for me, it was very interesting. I really loved it.
It's a boneyard, but at the same time, yeah, you're kind of remembering all these people, and we want to remember them. But also, it's not just the casinos, right? That's in there. The casinos and the hotels. There's a dairy with a sign in there.
Believe it or not, there's the Anderson Dairy, which was, way back in the early 1900s, and then they relocated. But their sign features Andy Anderson, the milkman, which is the company's mascot. And it was like, it's hard to miss Andy because he's really brightly red and lit up. So that was, that was kind of a fun place, And then, there's Liberace's museum, which was there. It was opened by the performer himself, and has his piano and candelabra, and then, there's even the Hard Rock Cafe sign is there. And that was the first large neon guitar in the franchise history, and it's modeled after Pete Townsend, his custom Gibson Les Paul guitar. So it is the largest restored sign at the museum, and so that's pretty cool. It's front and center as you go in, and there are tours. They're guided and self-guided. So if you want even more information, there are docents also around the property. So as you're walking around, you can ask them questions, and they are really fonts of knowledge as well.
Man, and that's the thing. One big part of history that people wouldn't maybe not know is the Red Barn, going from an antique store to becoming the first open LGBTQ bar in a barn.
Yes. Yeah. And I mean, I had no idea about this. It was first this antique store, but then it, went through all these iterations and, one coffee house and a bar. And then, at night it secretly served, an LGBTQ clientele, so. Yeah, it's very, all this history is very interesting. And I think a lot of people would be fascinated to learn, more about Las Vegas and its past via these signs.
It's very cool. Everyone, you can go to neonmuseum.org to learn more and, do this as part of your road tripping this year or just a visit to Vegas to learn some of the Vegas fascinating history. I mean, because, when you think about it, it's like the history of Los Angeles or something. It's
Definitely
just one of those cities that so many people did so much there, So I love this. And I love that Neon is actually being protected in some way. And I think it's coming back. I know like Albuquerque has done a lot to renovate, to get Neon back out there for Route 66 in Oklahoma. The state of Oklahoma is doing a bunch with grants and stuff like that. So that's a cool thing.
Absolutely. It's just an iconic, I think it's an iconic experience. So I encourage everybody. Yeah.
Very cool. Well, thank you so much, Debbie. It's always good to have you on the show. Everyone, don't forget, Debbie is here on Big Blend Radio every fourth Tuesday. So stay tuned for new episodes of Global Adventures with Debbie Stone then.
Thank you.
Thanks for listening to Big Blend's Road Trip Radio Show. Keep up with us at bigblendradio.com. And for travel articles, road trip articles, go to blendradioandtv.com and nationalparktraveling.com. Happy travels!